Now, as many of you are well aware, I hate politics, which is a weird thing to say if you happen to be a monarchist. But I hate the faction warring of today's politics. It's cringe and gay. And in this annoying faction warring environment, people become very reactionary, in quite the literal sense, primarily because society has the attention span of a badger on meth these days. Enter the following from Permaband. BIGN France tries to trash Stellar Blade and say Shift-Up CEO has never seen a woman. Meanwhile, Shift-Up CEO is actually married over 10 years and his wife is a prolific artist. Game journalists not only can't help but talk trash, they can't help being factually wrong too. Now, I would like to be known first and foremost as a South African, good ambassador for my homeland, mainly because I'm European, but because I'm an instrument of integrity and I will call BS anywhere I see it. So, Permaban, you rage-baiting cheap shit asshole, and Grumps posted this crap as well. Don't accuse journalists of trash talking and you post this kind of bollocks. Here is the actual article. Stellar Blade preview, the shock and the charm. Here's the bit in question. E from Stellar Blade is just bland, a doll sexualized by someone you'd think you'd never seen a woman. The last sentence has been slightly edited for French-speaking people pretending not to understand what we meant, and the English-speaking mob who Google translated the initial text. First off, if you lot were too bothered to actually read the article instead of trying to rage bait with it like a you might notice there is no mention of the CEO, so why you need to get his wife and her artistry involved is anyone's guess. However, I will be fair and say, IGN, you aren't getting off the hook here either, because you mentioned the model Shin. Now, if you also bothered to do some research, read some interviews with game director Hyung Tae Kim, Shin was used as the baseline for Eve's physique. The face was built in-house. I gotta do everyone's work for them these days, it's too much work for one utensil. Also kinda weird to say she's a sexualized doll whilst also praising Nier Automata for inspiring a generation of cosplayers. Try typing Nier Automata cosplay into an image search and tell me if you see a lack of sexualization there. Give me a freaking break, kid. But that's basically it. That is the only negative aspect of this entire piece. The rest of it, Ben, the IGN Frenchman, lavishes the game with praise, even saying after the demo was over, he restarted it for another round. Look, I get people think this is all propaganda because this is the vector of attack, but here's the truth. That propaganda isn't affecting my opinion of the game, only that the journalist is maybe kinda gay. Well, he's a Frenchman after all. You don't actually care if this is his genuine opinion or not. Hell, he's free to voice his distaste of over-sexualization in games. If you want to be a Puritan about it, go ahead. But that's not the issue. Hell, the issue isn't even the crappy journalists in the grand scheme of things. You people just get pissed off because you think either A, these journalists speak for you when it's clear they don't, they're speaking at you, or B, the people peddling this crap are weak because they listen to the journalists. Journalists are a symptom of the problem, not a cause. Learn power. Games journalism is intellectual syphilis, and I'm stepping over it. Thank you, Scrum, for that line. Hell, read the French IGN article. You get the sense that Ben is not exactly wholeheartedly on board with this kind of rubbish. There's a sense of soullessness to his lamenting of Eve's design, and once that part is over and done with, there is a noticeable shift in tone in his enthusiasm. Activism is so expected of games journalists these days that they're even viewing that as a dispassionate drudge work now. Just because you see this kind of bollocks, never assume it's always organic. If you follow people in this sphere, there's plenty of people behind the scenes who will say to save their voices, we do not like this crap, but our careers are in jeopardy if we say something. I will say all of this because you people give far too much credence to the journalists. You damn well know they aren't journalists in any official capacity. They're lemmings of the regime, dime a dozen, faceless scripts, easily replaceable. Hell, I don't trash them because they have weight, I do it because it's funny, no more, no less. Look, I dislike journalists as much as the next person, hell, probably more so in my case. But if you're going to criticize them, then do so with a sense of integrity and not just cherry-pick one or two sentences out of an article that appeals to your trigger-happy lemmings you want to dope up with rage bait in an article that is overwhelmingly positive otherwise. That's some wank BS a chick would try and pull. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.